This is a lesson you don't want to miss because Nodemon is actually going to make things a whole lot easier. So previously, every time we update our code, we have to go into our terminal, and within the terminal, we have to stop the application and constantly do node index.js. So every time we make changes, and it can be sometimes fairly annoying. So there's actually a really cool tool, a really cool package, and it's called Nodemon. So I'm going to go ahead and install Nodemon. I'm going to install it globally. So npm install-g Nodemon. And I'll show you a little bit more about it. So it's available over here. And again, we ended up with that permission thing. So let's do sudo npm install. So go ahead and install Nodemon on your system. And as you can see, it's very popular. Almost 739,000 plus different installs of it and install of it. So it's got some install instructions. So this is available at Node Package Manager. So it's a package. It's available. You can bring it in a bunch of. So let me show you how that works. So now we could do Nodemon index.js. And we see that what it's doing is it's watching. So every time now, whenever I go and I make changes, so whatever change I make, so console log, we see that it restarts. So it doesn't matter how big or small, every time I save it, it's just doing a restart. And this is a whole lot more useful instead of always having to go into our terminal and restart. So now we can update the information within our code. And as soon as we save it, we get that update. And we can go over to the page, and we can have just the page open, and we could just do a bunch of refreshes on it and so on. So that's a really useful package, and it really saves us a lot of time of kind of going back and forth and lets us focus on the code. The other package that I want to install is Express. So Express basically gives us some routing, and it makes our routes a whole lot easier. So instead of setting up, doing create server, writing, we can look for get, post, and we can specify what happens depending on what the route is. So this is really super useful, and another package that we're going to be making use of coming up as well. So let's go ahead and we'll stop Nodemon for now and clear this up. So now let's go ahead and we're going to install Express. So sudo npm install Express. And notice with Express, so we're not installing it globally, we're only installing it on our current folder. And if we go over to view, if we go back to the sidebar, we can see that we got this folder called node modules, and Express is in there as well. And instead of setting up our server, I can get rid of a lot of this stuff here. I can go hello world, and when I refresh it, so we're still listing on port 3000, and we do need to start up Nodemon index.js. So there we go. So we've got our same hello world, but it's a lot cleaner. The syntax is way cleaner, and really this is much better way to make our routes within Node. So go ahead and install Nodemon and Express. It's going to make things a lot easier coming up. And we've got a lot of interesting stuff planned in the upcoming lessons as well.